Hi, this is Sonya with Arts and Solutions, and welcome to week 43 of Using Up Scraps. And today I want to show you how I made some ephemera from one paper bag. It was a used Staples bag, and I was able to make this little mini journal, this 3-tier pocket. I guess you could call it a loaded pocket, and this little file accordion pocket, I guess you could call it. So to start out with, here's the accordion pocket, and like I said, I just used a paper bag, and this right here is just jelly printed paper scraps that I had laying around, and I just took some white gesso over this and over the pockets, and did a little bit of stamping in the background, and added this stamp and embossed it, and it just has like a little Velcro closure. And the paper bag they're connected. We have some pockets here. You just add some stuff in there, and you can add it to your journal or whatever, and it will still open up from there. So that's the first thing. And then our loaded pocket, I just added these in here just to kind of make it look filled. But let me take these out. These are some ephemera from other projects. And but this right here, basically you have like a pocket here. Well, you have one in the back. You have one deep pocket that goes all the way down, and then you've got this short little pocket, this short little pocket, and this short little pocket. And then, like I did this similar to how I did this, I just put some white paint on it, did a little bit of stamping in the background of each one, and then we stamped a main image and embossed it. And then on this right here, this was the leftover piece of bag that I had, and I was trying to figure out what to do with it. So I decided to make it into like a little mini journal. So basically I just added some book pages, old book page, die cut, little bird and bird cage. Punched out a little ticket, add the word relax, and added this scrap paper to the back. So it opens up like so, and it's kind of plain. And I just added some papers that I made with watercolors. And so this flips over like that, and there's like a little pocket and some journaling space. So flip that back down, and then this opens up, and you've got like a little tuck spot. It's pretty thin because it's just a paper bag, so, but that's basically it. So it's really easy to make. Like I said, all you need is just one paper bag, and mine was a Staples bag. So let me just go ahead and show you how I made these. So this is going to be super easy. I'm just going to take a paper bag with this leftover from Staples, and I'm just simply going to cut it down, and I'm not even going to measure. I'm going to leave it the fold. Let's see. See how it's folded over? You have this little crease here. You have a little gusset. I will leave the gusset on there. On each side. And I'm just going to make some, I guess, tiered pockets. If that's a word, I don't even know if that's a word. But we're just going to take this one bag, and we're going to make several pockets out of it. Okay, so now that it's got its form or shape, we're just going to cut it down. And I'm just going to make these roughly about 3 inches. because I want to make multiple layers. So let's see. There's one. There's two. There's three. And then I may just keep this and fold it over. Not sure what I'm gonna do with it yet, but I might make like a journal or something, or I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. We're gonna set that to the side. And actually I need to leave this open. I'm going to cut this at about, let's see, I'm going to cut this at 5 inches wide. And so both of these are roughly 5 inches. I'm going to do both of them the same way, or all three of these sets the same way. So now, this is what we have. We've got 1, 2, 3, and these are going to be pockets, and then we're going to have 1, 2, 3. Now what I'm going to do is I want to create a gusset for this right here. So what I guess I could do is just take some scrap paper, and this gusset is roughly 1 and it's roughly, I'm just saying 1.5 inches wide. And then we'll just cut it down. So what I want to do is I want to take, I'm just going to find some scrap paper because I want to keep this right here. So I'm just going to find some scrap paper, maybe some brown or craft color scrap paper. Okay, so I found some leftovers from previous crafts projects. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and cut this down, which I really probably only need 1 sheet of this, to 1 and 1.5 inches. Make sure I line this up good. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and score I'm going to score it in the middle. So if this is 1.5 inches, then the middle is approximately 3/4 inches. So I just went on ahead and scored that down. And we need to measure, let's see, 3 inches. These are roughly 3 inches tall. So we're going to make, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I'll make 3 of these. I'm going to cut 3 of these out at 3 inches. And we're going to set these other ones to the side for right now until I figure out what I want to do with them. But I am certain that I want these to be gussets. So we're just going to go ahead and fold them over. We're going to add some glue. I'm going to add glue to one side first. And basically just open this up and line it up. You can use wet glue, or you can use another form of glue, however you want. But with this being a paper bag, the Staples bag being a paper bag, it stays glued really well, so you don't really need any super heavy glue. And we're just going to glue this back down even. And now we have a gusset on this side as well. It's more sturdy here, obviously, than it is over here, but that's fine. Okay, and then we're going to add a gusset to all three of them. Okay, so now we've got our gussets, all three. Now, something to consider. You could decorate if you wanted to, but you don't have to necessarily. So when you look at this, it already has like a little design on it. So I may just leave it the way it is, or I don't know for sure yet. But I'll put this one in the center because it's got this red. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be stacking these on top of each other. And I'm just going to create like a folder. So we're just going to glue these together. Okay, and I don't think it really matters. Well, yeah, because it says enhance, innovate. So I guess we'll make sure that, and then it says connect. Make sure that when we glue it on the correct side. So this is going to be on the front, and then this will be on the back. So we're going to glue these two together. So I'm just going to add some glue here in the middle. And then line them up. Okay. And now we have like a grouping of stuff where we can store things. So, and they're going to open up like so. But what we're going to need to do is we need a bottom. We need something to connect this on the bottom. So we're going to, I think I could use some washi tape. Actually, instead of using washi, I'm just going to use another strip of this right here. And I'm going to leave it the size that it is. And I'm just going to take the scoring board and I'm just going to score it in the middle. And this is 2 inches, so we're just going to score it 1 inch. And this measures approximately 5 inches wide. So I'm going to cut this down at 5 inches, or maybe like 5 1/16 of an inch. Because it needs to be a little bit wider. I'll just do 5 1/4 inch and then we'll just take it from there. And this is going to fold up like so. And we're just going to glue this on here. So I'm just going to add some glue. And I'm going to slide this close to the crease, but not quite on there. And then I'm just going to fold this one up and over. And just kind of hold it for a little bit while it dries. And if there's any leftover glue, just maybe get a dry rag and wipe that glue off. Then we're just going to flip it over and we're going to add glue and repeat the process. And we have us a little opening, a little storage thing. So now when I was watching, I received something from Tiana Dean, and there was a little pocket that was in there on inside of the journal that she made for me, and it was a paper bag. So I'm kind of using that idea because like it opened up a little bit, but I just kind of just added a few more layers. And so, but it's from that concept. It's from her concept. So I want to turn it like this because when I turn it like this, it looks kind of slanted. So it'll go on like this. I'm going to add this to a journal, but I'm going to add like a flip, like a lid. So I'm going to find some scrap blue paper or, hold on. I'm going to take a piece of something from one of my kits, like a journal card or something. Okay, so I found a piece of leftover jelly printed paper, but it's kind of thin, and I want to use it as like a cover. So I'm just going to add it to a piece of scrap black cardstock. So basically what I'm going to do first is I'm going to cut this straight. Let's see, this is what, 5 inches. So let's see if I can get 5 inches out of this scrap paper. That's perfect because that's just about all I could get out of it. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some glue all over it. You could paste or use double-sided tape or however you wanted to do it, but I wanted to use, let's see, what side do I want to show the most? I'm going to do it like this. Actually, I think I'll do it like this. I'm just going to cover this whole entire black piece. I'm just getting that leftover glue. That's what I was wiping up. Okay, then I'm just going to kind of go around the edge. And cut. I'm just going to cut this out. Okay, so this is what we have. This is going to be our cover. And I'm kind of glad I did go with black. That way it's solid. So when you fold it over, you'll see. So I'm just going to take the scoring board and I'm just going to score this in half. So we have, let's see, what's that, 3 1/4 inches? Almost 3 1/4 inches. So half is approximately 1 1/4. That'll work. I should have scored it on this side, but it's fine. Oh no. I may have to put some washi tape right there. We'll see. It's because it was probably still wet. From the glue. But that's fine. We're just going to go ahead and fold it over. And I'm just going to take a piece off the edge. I'm going to add it to this. And I'm not even going to distress it. I usually distress everything, but I'm not going to. So this is what we're going to have. I'm going to go ahead and add glue to this. Now when I put this on here, I didn't put it directly up against the crease. I left like an 1/8 of, or maybe a 1/16 of an inch space or gap, so that when you close it, you still have room. And it's going to open up like so. So you've got your little gusseted sides, and it's all from some scrap paper. So we've got an envelope, and I'm just going to put like a little Velcro closure, nothing special. And so I'm going to put this, I guess I'll put it right here in the center, and then I'm just going to leave it kind of loose. That way when I start to fill it up, it won't bulge too much. So now we've got us a little folder. It's like a little, what do you call it? A gusseted pocket. I guess that's what you could call it, if that's the correct word. But note to self, when I added the gussets in here, I probably should have left it open a little bit more, like over here. Instead of, when I glued it probably too tight. So, but it'll still work. You can still fit several different things down in here. So that's one low gusseted pocket. So what can we do with the rest of this? We can, let's move this out the way first. These are just going to be some tiered pockets. And as far as the gussets, I may just glue them. These are just going to be pockets. I'm just going to glue the gussets together to where they're no longer gussets. They're just going to be pockets. These are just going to be some easy peasy little pockets. So we're going to glue that down. And we're going to glue this down. And don't worry if when you glue it down it doesn't line up right, you can cut that little extra piece off, and that's totally fine. It'll still work. And then we're just going to glue these together. And so I'm just going to take a little piece of this off. Actually, what I could, yeah, I'll just take a little piece of it off. I was gonna say I could fold it in and then have like the little side tuck, whatever, but I don't even need to do that. So I'm just gonna add some glue on the bottom and then add some, well, and then add some on the side. And then we're going to repeat the process. Now this already has a bottom, so don't have to do a whole lot with it. But we can go ahead and add the glue in here. And then add the glue inside of here. And we're going to add the glue outside of here, in between these gussets. But what I should have did before I glued this all the way down was I should have took a circle punch and punched a hole, or a small hole, where the entrance was going to be at. So, and then glue it together. Okay, so now what I want to do is, I'm probably going to distress, yeah, I am going to, part of these. I'm just going to take some ink and I'm going to distress the beginnings of, or the outer part of the openings of these little folders, or not folders, but pockets. I want to do all of them like that. Okay, so I've distressed each one of them, so now I'm going to glue them together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a regular page, like a scrapbook page, and I'm just going to see, I'm going to make sure it would be able to fit on one. So this is kind of like my guide on how to layer them. I'm just going to add a little bit here. And then I'm going to add a little bit here. And we've got us some pockets. And you could just either add this to a page in a journal, or just get a solid sheet of paper and glue this up against it so it'll be more sturdy, and it could be like an insert or something. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do with it. But, yeah. So we've got that and we've got this. So we may as well do something with this. And I'm just going to keep this super simple. And I'm actually just going to glue this together. And I'm going to cut this open on the crease here. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to cut it here on this crease, as well as on this one right here. And then I'm just going to glue this down. So when you fold it over, you're basically going to have like a book. I'm just going to cut this going straight across. And then I can add some scrap paper in here or something. I think that's what I'll do. I'll add some scrap paper. This is going to become a pocket. And then I'm just going to I think I'll just let it open up. I'll add some paper here, and then we're going to have like a foot journal. That's what we're going to add. pretty much finished this. And I decided that I'm just going to run some white gesso over the front of the tiered pockets. And I'm going to also add a piece of white cardstock to the back of it. That way it'll have a pocket behind here, and then we'll have these pockets. And I'll be right back. So I decided I'd also add some paint to this right here. And I'm just going to do some stamping along these. I've also decided to stamp an image in the middle and emboss it. So I'm going to do this one the exact same way. I'm just going to stamp this floral image, and then I'm just going to come through and I'm going to use some of this Distress Embossing Glaze Speckled Egg and emboss it. So this is pretty much it. We've got our little folder, or I guess you could call it a pocket folder or something. I'm not sure what to call it. But it opens up. We've got our little pockets and things. And I did distress it. I did decide to take some of the Distress Oxide across it. And so we've got that. I think when I painted it, I might have got some of this. I might have messed that up a little bit. And then we've got this, the little booklet, the journal. I just added some book pages and some die cuts and the word, and just kind of embellished the cover. And then I added some watercolor paper, or some papers that I dyed with watercolors, paints. And then this opens up like so. And you have like a little tuck spot here. This closes back, and then there's a little pocket, of course, right there. I wonder if I should have it open and closed like that, or like this. And then, of course, you do like that, then you've got a pocket right here. And that's pretty much it for this one. And then we've got these little pockets in the front. And then we have the one that's in the back, because I added this white paper. That way it'll go all the way down, and then you'll have your shorter pockets. And then, of course, this right here. So, one paper bag and 3 different things. So I hope that this tutorial or process video was fun and entertaining. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Click the bell if you haven't already, and subscribe to my channel. Check out my blog and my other social media sites and other videos. And as always, I thank you guys so much for watching.